few months, there have been several rumors floating around campus, along with the rest of the town, over the changes that have been made within the athletic department. In one short year, Northwestern has had a new athletic director, along with 9 coaching positions changed and 1 new coach brought in for a new sport completely. With a total of 11 position changes, the Buzz's own Magon Mayhall sat down with the president, Cunningham, to find out the reasons behind it all.
I would say there's probably as much turnover as there's been that many reasons for the turnover. Of course, first and foremost, starting with our former athletic director, Bob Battisti, decided that he wanted to get back into coaching. He was able to retire from a state institution like Northwestern. But there was still opportunity for him to coach at a private institution, and so he decided to go to Oklahoma Christian. We've had, of course, some turnover with football. Our head coach, Keith Bearfield, decided that it was time for him to look at other options. He'd had some health issues and made that decision. And of course, where you have a sport with assistants, we have tried to let the head coach choose his or her own staff. And so by virtue of Coach Bearfield leaving, then that meant that new assistants would be involved in that. Coach Barrows decided that he was ready to move on to a different challenge, and so that left a vacancy in our soccer area, and so we hired that coach. We added a coach for volleyball. That's a new sport that puts us in line with our new conference that we'll hopefully be joining. And then I guess the other one was our rodeo coach, and Shannon Frost, who we had hired last January, had a great opportunity in the oil field and decided to move in that direction. So lots of different reasons, just kind of all hit about the same time. So it's been a little bit of a trying time to be able to go through and start filling all of those. Absolutely not. Part of what you look for in an athletic director is someone who has connections in lots of other places, because that's what an AD can bring to the table. Mr. Carter does have a lot of connections, has been at the NCAA 2 level, and so knows a lot of people, which I look at as a real advantage for Northwestern. But for example, our new rodeo coach has a Northwestern tie. Mr. Carter, I'm certain, did not know him before he came. He did have a tie with the football head coach, Alan Hall. They did know each other, and he did have a tie with the volleyball coach. Casey Mahaffey, our new soccer coach, came basically from East Central. Again, there was no connection between Mr. Carter and Miss Mahaffey. So I think that rumor has gone around a little bit. I think that's unfounded, and besides, I would look at that as a positive, not a negative. That I have heard that rumor. Believe it or not, I do hear rumors also. That is absolutely unfounded, and that was from Miss Shaw herself. I think she had decided she just didn't know whether she wanted to be a head coach.
When I spoke with Northwestern's athletic director, Andy Carter, he added that Stephanie Shaw wasn't sure if she wanted to coach at all anymore, and he quoted, "Coach Shaw's decision to leave had nothing to do with anyone wanting her gone."
Mr. Carter, we did a very thorough evaluation, a very thorough interview process. Mr. Carter has been nothing but upfront from day one, and I feel comfortable with his background and what he is here to do. So I have no, I am very supportive of Mr. Carter.
Mr. Carter was also very open when I asked him about an embezzled money allegation that got him fired from his previous athletic department position at Armstrong Atlantic State University in Savannah, Georgia. He explained that his daughter did in fact work for the money that was awarded to her, and that while during his time as athletic director there was a change in management, and the fact that his daughter was receiving money from the school was used to get him fired. He also said he considered fighting it for some time, but in the end decided he would rather spend his time doing what he loves instead of being stuck in a courtroom.
The conference that we are becoming part of, which we are a provisional member right now, and will move to full membership if we are accepted by NCAA, it is one of the requirements to get into the conference is that you play football. So there will be all football playing schools. Right now consists of 6 Arkansas schools and 4 Oklahoma schools. We would be the 5th Oklahoma school, and the strategic plan for the conference is they want to have 6 and 6. And we are scheduled for every sport but football, even starting this next academic year, 12-13. And then 13-14, we would be scheduled in football also. So yes, we would almost be, well, pretty much for football, our conference games, for the most part, would be our schedule. Again, we think it's going to be worth it in the long run. I think our faculty are interested in moving forward because the NCAA does have some more strict requirements for student athletes. There's a one transfer rule where a student can't have been at several schools and transfer again. So I think the faculty is looking at it as a positive move forward for the institution. And of course there is the branding concept. I mean, NCAA certainly is the most recognized league affiliation that's out there.
Mr. Carter explained to me what he calls the preferred experience, which he says is basically just raising our standards to where Northwestern becomes a place student athletes prefer to come. He also quoted, "We are continuously upgrading everything so we don't limp into NCAA too, but that we arrive and people know we're there."
You know, obviously, Coach Hall, football, has been at an NCAA school before, so has knowledge of that. Coach Mahaffey has not been a head coach before, but was an assistant coach at East Central University in Oklahoma, and they are at the NCAA 2 level. Miss Fry in volleyball has competed and played at the NCAA 2 level, has been an assistant at that level. So yes, I do think they bring some experience at the level that we're trying to aspire to. But I think coaches that have been here for a longer period of time, while maybe they haven't been at that level, I think they're quick studies and can also make the transition. So. We will make application. I believe the application deadline is June 1, and we are very much in process right now of moving forward with our application. There's a lot of documents that go along with that, a student athlete handbook, a strategic plan, a compliance manual. This year they are requiring a video that highlights facilities that the institution who's applying has, and then the actual application itself. So we will make application on June 1, and it's a relatively short turnaround time, about 6 weeks, about the second week in July. We should know our status at that point.
The commitment is what Carter said helped him know that he truly does belong here. He quoted, "I couldn't be more proud to be a part of an organization that knows what they want and isn't afraid to go for it."
You know, that is a tough question. We are committed to continue to move forward. We would, ask for feedback from the NCAA, and we would continue to make progress, and we will try again.
Mr. Carter said he truly believes sports are way too important in our society, and he views college athletics as a way to educate students as well as teach them life lessons through something that they love. Dr. Cunningham added to this by saying that while this hasn't been an easy decision, she truly believes it's what Northwestern needs to continue to grow. For Channel 7, I'm Magon Mayhall. Back to you, Chelsea.
The Buzz was also informed that there have been 7 potential coaches interviewed for the women's basketball position, and Mr. Carter says he is very happy with the way things are looking. Also, keep a watch out for new and exciting things coming from the athletic department soon.